Hey guys, welcome to the weekly reading for the week of July 25th, 2022. My name is Johanna. Welcome to Tenacious Soul. We're going to go through some messages for each individual sign. So all the way from Aries to Pisces, timestamps will be down below. They are general, so take what resonates, obviously leave the rest. You guys can check out your sun, your moon, your rising sign, but the timestamps will be available after the premiere, so just keep that in mind. And yeah, we're officially in Leo season, so the energy, I mean, we'll see, but we'll see if the energy lightens up. It won't be so emotional, hopefully, but yeah, we've got a bunch of retrogrades happening and some more coming up soon, so it's just a fun-filled year with regards to that kind of stuff astrologically. So we're gonna get started with Aries. So let's see what you need to know, Aries. What does Aries need to know for the week? We have magic. This is the Messages of the Mermaids deck. All right, let's see. What does Aries need to know for the week, please? Aries, for the week of the 25th, what do they need to know? We have the Six of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and we have the King of Wands. So you could be dealing with a water sign, potentially. Bottom of the deck, we have Page of Pentacles. This magic energy is almost kind of giving me this feeling like you've manifested something. There could be some form of communication or news with this Page of Pentacles that's coming in here. But I almost feel like there's a sense of moving forward here, moving forward in some form of a direction, possibly between you and another person. If it's not that, it's just even creatively, you could be moving forward in some form of direction, like you have the mental clarity that you need, because with the Queen of Cups and then this King of Wands, that definitely can be creative energy, right? Fire and the water energy. So there could be something creative that you're kind of tapping into, that you're moving forward with. You could be, I almost feel like maybe some of you could be receiving an offer, or like there's some sort of news or something coming towards you. But for others of you, this might be something that you're putting out into the world. Let's see what the Six of Swords is for you. Why is the Six of Swords here? We have the Knight of Cups and the Hierophant. So if you're dealing with a love situation, I feel like this would be somebody who you're just starting to get to know, and this could be potentially someone who you could see yourself with, commitment-wise. But I also just feel like there's a transformation that's happening, possibly in your love life. But if it's not love, it feels like there's something that, like, definitely emotionally, Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups here, emotionally you're wanting to move forward and really commit yourself to some sort of path that you're going down, wanting to create some form of magic here with what you're connecting with. But it feels like it's requiring this sense of transformation. With the Death here, we have the Star behind that. So there's this sense of like transforming and evolving into your future, like moving forward with something in a positive way. Like it feels like you're finally starting to move forward. It doesn't feel like you're letting anything go or that you're releasing anything. It feels like you've maybe already done that, and this is like the moving forward part. This is like the rebirth aspect of the Death card. But I definitely feel like there's a sense of passion and creativity and joy here. Yeah, that Death card coming out again with the Fool. So it's like, yeah, you're moving forward for a lot of you. What's this Queen of Cups for Aries? We have the Emperor. Yeah, I feel like for some of you, this is like all of your energy popping up here. What's this King of Wands here? King of Wands and Emperor would be your energy, obviously. Yeah, Ace of Wands. It's like you have a new inspiration, a new passion, new excitement, a new idea. Some of you might have a few different ideas with the Seven of Cups, but I do feel like you're choosing one and you're moving forward with it. There's a strong sense of like having power, having strength in this situation. like having things under control in a positive way where you're like ready to take action. You're able to use that like masculine energy, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter, but like you able to use that masculine energy to like take action or take initiative. Like you are a cardinal sign, right? So there's something that I feel like you're moving forward into, and maybe this like Leo energy is kind of helping you with the sun in Leo. That might be something that's helping you kind of finally like move forward and push forward a little bit. But it feels like you're embarking on kind of this like a little bit of a journey, but it's definitely to kind of bring in this new, fresh, maybe ideas or excitement or passion that you have creatively to kind of like push something forward, like something that you're really excited about or something that you could get very excited about. And I feel like it's almost like tapping into your own magic at the same time as like, you know, you're manifesting and creating. It's giving me kind of like magician vibes, this card. So it looks like you're on the right path. It feels like there's a sense of purpose, almost like purpose-driven action. You know what I mean? Like there's a reason behind it that is helping you kind of transition into this like new energy is kind of what I'm getting here. So I like that because it feels like you're on the right path here, because it feels positive, definitely. So that's what I have for you, Aries. We're gonna move on. We're going to move on to Taurus. Let's see, what does Taurus need to know for the week of the 25th? We have solitude. So you could be spending some time on your own. Maybe some like quiet time is kind of what I'm getting. Let's see. What does Taurus need to know for the week? Three of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. So some of you are trying to gain perspective on something. This could be about like how to move forward in something. Possibly work related with this Three of Pentacles. But the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands, like, I would say that you're getting like kind of good news or recognition or being recognized by something, but it almost feels like with this Queen of Swords and this Hanged Man, there's almost this like pause. It's like there's a reflection here, and maybe that's why there's a little bit of this like solitude energy. It's giving me hermit vibes with the solitude. So it's almost like you're trying to figure out, like, is this really the way that I want to move forward? Is this really the way that I want to initiate or like move forward in? I think you're very hopeful and optimistic about your future, and it's not that you're not excited about where you're going, but I almost feel like there's a thinking that's going on here. And like having to kind of go within to figure out whether it's what you want to do. Let's see what this Eight of Wands is here for you, Taurus. Why is this Eight of Wands here? Yeah, King of Pentacles, so definitely your energy. Temperance. Yeah, it's like you're waiting. Being patient, like not trying to rush things. I feel like there is a part of you that really wants to move forward though. Queen of Cups, and we have the Moon. So again, going within, having to tap into your intuition. Some of you may have a decision about how to move forward as well, like maybe having to choose the right path. Like there's something about, we have the Knight of Swords. So it's almost like you're wanting to make sure and not be impulsive about your choices or your decisions that you're making when it comes to possibly a project or something you're working on or something you're trying to build or complete or be recognized for, be seen for. It's like, you want to be practical here. Why is this Three of Pentacles here for Taurus? We have the Tower and the Ten of Pentacles. So you want something to be built on solid ground. Like you're looking for a strong foundation in something. So I feel like you're trying to be practical about the right way to go around something. Some of you may have had something that's fallen apart in the past, and so, or you've seen other people, you've had like seen where other people have maybe made mistakes or something, and so you're really wanting to make sure that you're moving in the right direction here. Because I feel like it's like you're not wanting this Tower to happen, with it coming out with the Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles, like wanting to have that sturdy, strong foundation here. And so I feel like with this Queen of Swords, it's like you're trying to be smart about the situation. This is Queen of Swords for Taurus. Yeah, the Fool. You're not wanting to be risky, you want to be smart. Like, yeah, it might be you still have to take a leap and still have to step into something, but you're wanting to make sure that it makes sense. Page of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck. So like making sure that you're making the right decision and that you're not just doing things impulsively. And so I feel like you could be I feel like the Solitude card is coming out and saying like you're almost like not taking action right this week, but you're thinking and you're strategizing and you're trying to like plan and trust your intuition and figure out how you want to move forward in something. And whether something's maybe a risk that you do want to take, whether you feel like, okay, it might be a risk, but it does pose some sense of security or foundation, or it's like the idea behind it, it makes sense. Like there's a logical piece to it that makes you be like, okay, I'll go for it. So it feels like you're trying to be practical about some place that you're trying to go or get to or want to take action towards, something that you're wanting to move into, but you're trying to make sure it makes sense so that the Tower doesn't come crumbling down. It's like you're trying to avoid a Tower moment by being strategic almost, is kind of what I'm getting. So that's pretty much what I have for you, Taurus. Hopefully that resonates. All right. Let's see. We're going to move on to Gemini here. So let's see, Gemini. What does Gemini need to know for this week? We have trust. I'm getting that you have to trust that everything's going to be all right. I'm getting that song, everything will be all right. I think that's how it goes. Which I don't usually get songs, which is interesting. Queen of Pentacles. The Page of Swords. And the Chariot. Yeah, I almost feel like Five of Cups. So if you're going through anything, it's like trust that you're going to make it through it. Chariot is a card of overcoming obstacles, challenges, boundaries, like overcoming limitations, pushing through kind of thing. I feel like you're questioning the stability of your situation or of like the foundation. With the Queen of Pentacles and this Page of Swords, it's like you're questioning whether it's going to be all right. And I think you're being asked to kind of trust this process that you're going through, or this transition potentially for some of you, because you could be going through a bit of a challenging times. Yeah, we have Five of Cups, Five of Swords. So changes, obstacles, challenges, especially like emotionally, but also like stress wise, like from a mind perspective, right? Your mind and your heart. Okay, you could be kind of just like maybe even at a little bit of like a tug of war with one another. Clarify this Page of Swords here. I feel like for some of you, you're trying to find an answer, but it's almost like there might not be a true answer, you know? So it might be one of those situations where it's like you're never really going to know. Two of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like trusting that things are going to balance out. You may be trying to, again, like figure out why. Nine of Swords. I feel like some of you have maybe been kind of like, I don't want to say stuck, but like felt like things have been moving real slow. I think they're going to pick up speed with this Chariot here. And I feel like because things have been moving slowly, you've been kind of doubting and not trusting whether things are going to harmonize or, and again, like work out. This could be financial for some of you as well. Like worried about your finances. Clarify this, or your resources even. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles, and then the Five of Pentacles came out like sideways. So there's this feeling like not sure if maybe things are going to work out. Clarify the Chariot. Strength. So yeah, could have been like through, I mean, we're entering Leo season, leaving Cancer season into Leo season. So it could be, yeah, Ten of Pentacles. I think you're going to be fine because I feel like you're pushing through. Like there's a sense of confidence and strength that you're like tapping into to like move you forward. It's like you almost have to trust yourself that you're able to get yourself through this situation, whatever this is. There's either a sense of material or financial or resource lack that you feel, or it's like a worth thing, like a self-worth, or like you're not capable or questioning your capabilities. I just feel like maybe for some of you it's been whatever you're trying to resolve here, it feels like maybe it's been taking some time to harmonize and balance out, like you've been trying to figure out how almost. But I feel like something happens here that's helping you like helping things move forward and take off. What's this Chariot and the Strength? Seven of Swords. Almost like a strategy. I also feel though with this Seven of Swords, and then we have this Queen of Wands, like some of you may have Leo in your chart, but I almost feel like some of you, this is about putting more time and energy into yourself, or like doing things for you versus other people, like focusing on yourself, doing things that benefit you, and not in a malicious way. It's like more to like get yourself back on track. So there's a self-focus definitely this week, I would say, but I also feel like it's like you're trying to gain control over a situation again because you've felt not in control. And so I feel like the universe is just saying like, trust that everything's going to be fine, it's going to work out, and that you're going to be able to get yourself through this situation, this challenge here. This could just be like changes and transitions that you're kind of going through that have maybe felt for you like they're slowing you down. But I feel like things are about to get better. They might require a bit of a plan with this Seven of Swords to kind of get you through this situation. But I feel like once you have the plan, you're going to be able to move forward no problem. Like once you figure out the how, you'll be moving forward no problem at all. So that's pretty much what I have for you, Gemini. Let's move on to Cancer. So let's see, Cancer, what do you guys need to know for this week? What does Cancer need to know? We have miracles. All right. What's going on for Cancer for miracles? We have the Page of Swords, Three of Cups, and we have the Hermit. Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So there's definitely happiness here this week. Ten of Cups and the Three of Cups both talk about like kind of like Three of Cups is like a celebration. Ten of Cups is like happiness, wish fulfillment, you know, joy with you and the people in your life. I almost feel like though you're finding something out or figuring something out, like some sort of maybe positive news, good information that comes forward that really, I feel like you've been maybe searching for this answer or trying to find the answer with this Hermit energy. And it's almost like it feels very positive with miracles. We have Three of Cups, Ten of Cups. It feels like it's very positive, like an oh thank God, you know what I mean? Like it's like almost relieving in a way. Why is this Page of Swords here for Cancer? Lovers, Justice. Yeah, it's like finding out justice is like things working in your favor. Sun, like positive news. Could be around like a choice or I am almost getting like harmony though off of the Lovers. Like it's kind of reflecting back a justice type of energy. So there could be something that, again, I just feel like is maybe working in your favor, or you receive some form of good news that you can celebrate about. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune with the Three of Cups, with the King of Swords. So it's like someone says something that really, you could be dealing with an air sign, but it's like someone says something that like really, it feels fated. It feels like it's meant for, how do I put this in the words? It's like there's relief, but I almost feel like it feels like a miracle, but it's like something that was always destined for you. I mean, miracles are destiny, I would say. So it's almost like you feel like you got lucky somehow, or like something's really turned in the right direction here for you. We have the Devil here with Temperance, so with that Hermit energy. And then we have the Four of Wands at the bottom. So there's a sense of achievement for you this week. I'm not sure what this is about, but it almost feels like with the Hermit, the Devil, and Temperance, it's like you may have had to overcome and heal something, or heal a block, or overcome some sort of restriction or challenge. Like maybe something you didn't know if you were going to make it through type situation. And then you get the good news that like you're in the clear is kind of what it feels like. Or like things are shifting positively. But it required you, I feel like, to go through something challenging or restrictive, or you felt restricted. But it's like you're coming out on top here. Maybe one with this. These are 3 majors. Actually, you got a lot of majors here. And again, another major. We have the Empress. So yeah, something big it feels is happening. Justice again, like something's working in your favor. There's like a growth and expansion. This could be just on a personal level, like just feeling like you finally have overcome and freed yourself from something, but it's like maybe even some sort of like karmic cycle that you feel like you've been in. It feels like you're clearing that, you're working through that. I feel like I think you're making it through because you've done the work. Hermit and the Temperance is making me feel like you've done the internal work, you've followed guidance, you've connected to source, you've really like connected to yourself. Even with the Empress here, really done a lot of self-care, self-love, and it's like that's why positive things are happening in your life. That's why positive things are changing and coming through for you. Yeah, some of you, there could be maybe a relationship. We have King of Cups here with the Four of Wands, clarifying the Lovers, and the Page of Swords. So there could be a person that is entering your life or has entered your life that you feel is like very strongly a soulmate, but like a healthy soulmate. Maybe you've gone through some karmic stuff in the past when it comes to relationships. For some of you, maybe third-party stuff, if that resonates. But it's like, it feels like there's a positive thing happening now. You're done with the negative stuff. That negative stuff is gone, and I feel like there's something positive happening for you this week that takes you out of a cycle that you feel like you've maybe been in, or that you learned a lot of lessons through this week. So I like this a lot, because I feel like with all these majors, I feel like it's a pretty big thing that you've been through, or like that you've worked through. And now it's like you're reaping the benefits of it. You're reaping the rewards of it. So I like it. I like it a lot. So that's what I have for you, Cancer. We're gonna move on to Leo. Happy birthday to my Leos. For all of you, now that we're in Leo season, finally out of Cancer season. Oh boy. All right, Leo. What do we got going on for you guys? Leo. I feel like there's some over here. Oh, look at that. We have blessings. Let's see. What's going on for Leo this week? Leo for the 25th, week of the 25th. We have the King of Pentacles. Leo, please. We have the Five of Swords. I feel like there could be maybe some stress this week around something. Yeah, maybe money, 5 of Pentacles. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So I'm just going to space these out here. I feel like there could be a sense of... there's a couple messages that are coming through. We have the Magician here at the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're manifesting positive things, but I do feel like you're kind of maybe going through a bit of a transition. So some of you could be in conflict possibly with an air or an earth sign here. So there could be conflict or change, but I almost feel like there's like a little bit of a resistance. And I say that because we got the 5 of Swords, the 5 of Pentacles, and then the 4 of Pentacles. It's like not wanting to budge, but also not enjoying where you're at. So I'm not sure if there's like tension between you and someone this week. And if it's not a person and this is like your personal life, it feels like you're going through some changes, but you're feeling kind of restricted, or like almost like your foundation or your stability is being tested a little bit, and maybe trying to figure out what to do, but feeling kind of stressed. I do feel like though, yeah, Magician, and then we have the 6 of Pentacles. Like I feel like things are going to start to move forward here for you. Then we have the 6 of Swords behind that. So it feels like there's this sense of growth because we have the 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, and then the 6. So it feels like you're manifesting more for yourself. You're manifesting getting out of this situation. But I almost feel like it might be a little bit of stress. We have the King of Cups as well. And then this King of Swords is also down here. So some of you just maybe with all this like, yeah, we have 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords. It's almost like you feel robbed a little bit. With these 2 kings coming out, it makes me feel like maybe, and that other king showing up on the bottom, and it makes me feel like maybe there's a sense of feeling like the initiation or the masculine, like taking action type of energy might be challenging you. Clarify this 4 of Pentacles here for Leo. Yeah, the Magician and 6 of Pentacles again. So I don't really feel like you're supposed to do anything different. I feel like you're in a bit of a transition. You're in a bit of a change. There is something with this 10 of Cups and the Magician, like something that I feel like you have a goal or a dream or something that you're trying to aspire or have, but it's like you're struggling to get to that point right now. So it's like you might be trying to bring a blessing into your life, and it feels like you're hitting a little bit of a block. I don't think it's a real block though. I think it's just growing pains. Why is this Queen of Swords here? 4 of Wands. Yeah, you've got your eye on something that you're trying to achieve, something you want to have, whether it's a relationship or a goal or a dream or something that you're wanting to like fulfill you. I feel like there's like an emotional fulfillment, but also like a material fulfillment here that you're trying to gain, but there's stress around it. What's Leo's advice for this? Page of Swords, get more information. Also like looking at the facts I'm getting. And with the Devil here at the bottom of the deck, it's like maybe looking inward and figuring out like what's blocking you. Like, you know, really trying to reflect on like, why do I feel like I'm struggling? Or why is this stressing me out? Or what can I do to reduce the stress so that I can move through this week a little bit easier, you know? It's almost like with the Page of Swords, it's like taking a step back a little bit. Viewing things from an outside source, because or an outside perspective, because if you're in it, it's like you get caught up in it, right? It kind of pulls you down. So I feel like there's positive things that you're trying to create, but it almost like it might not be fully time for you to step into these blessings, right? Like there might be a timing piece to this that right now you're in the transition phase, right? With these 2 5s coming out, it's like you might feel like things are kind of stagnant and stuck, but I almost feel like you might not have the answers you need in order to fully step into it anyway. So it's like waiting until you get the answers that you feel you need to be able to achieve this or to have this in your life. So it kind of feels like there's a timing piece, like you might want it right now, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily meant to happen at this right this week or right this moment, right? So I feel like you're kind of in this like weird transition. You're trying to figure out where you're supposed to go. So keeping a clear mind will be helpful. So if you're feeling stressed, doing things to kind of help relieve that stress will be beneficial for you this week, to help keep you moving forward and focused on your goal and your dream and what you're trying to bring in for yourself. So that is what I have for you, Leo. We're going to move on here. We're going to move on to Virgo. So let's see, Virgo. What do you guys need to know this week? Okay, that did not work at all. This is like a new deck, so it's like very not cooperative. All right, Virgo. We have gentleness. I'm also getting the word ease. So you might be kind of just like taking it easy this week. Let's see. What's going on for Virgo this week? We have the Strength card. Virgo, please. We have the Ace of Wands. One more for Virgo. And we have the Nine of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Chariot. So some of you, this might be about being a little bit easier on yourself this week. I almost feel like you're trying to pursue something creatively, or you're trying to pursue a passion with this Ace of Wands here. But there's a little bit of stress with this Nine of Swords that makes me feel like you're having to kind of tame the mind a bit, and, you know, be easy on yourself or take things easy this week to kind of like get you out of that space. Because it feels like you're trying to push forward and move forward with something. Especially with the Strength and the Chariot. Like you're trying to overcome an obstacle here, trying to move forward in some way. What's this Ace of Wands for Virgo? Yeah, Six of Wands. Like trying to have a level of success, victory, maybe be recognized for something, or just really pursue something that makes you feel really good. Like it's definitely this kind of fiery energy. Why is the Strength card? Five of Pentacles, Five of Wands. Some of you could be struggling with finding the strength or the passion, or like, you know what I mean? Like you might have something that you're wanting to step into and you're wanting to be successful, but you're kind of having to definitely tame the mind. The High Priestess came out to clarify this Nine of Swords. So I almost feel like the Strength card can talk about going within, just as like the High Priestess can. So it's like, I feel like what you want to be successful can definitely be successful. I actually think you're being guided towards something specific that's going to bring more life into your life. Some more life into your life. Just like bring some vibrancy back into your life. But I almost feel like I don't know if you're scared of this, or if you're worried, or you're just kind of stressing about it. And so it's like you're kind of having to be kind or be gentle to yourself, or just like do things that kind of help calm you down, or just like recenter yourself, right? So that you can tap into your intuition and then like really move forward. Because I feel like you're meant to be successful in this, or there's a sense of capability of being successful, or having a victory, or getting recognized for something, or standing out in some sort of way. Because we definitely got some Leo energy. I feel like there's something, one of your July readings talked about like standing out and embracing kind of more that fiery energy, and like having the confidence So some of you could be lacking confidence right now or lacking courage. That's like almost like in some ways holding you back, but I feel like this is about maybe even taking baby steps towards a goal or a passion that you have, and just like seeing where it takes you. And if it doesn't work, that's okay, you know, like be kind to yourself. You know, sometimes that stuff is about like trying things and seeing where they go. But I actually feel like you're going to receive more than what you kind of initially bargained for. Yeah, Page of Cups. This is about compassion, this Page of Cups. So it's being compassionate to yourself, to others. And I feel like if you're worried about anything, I feel like things have the potential to work out really well for you, as long as you know, can kind of let down your guard a little bit. Be more open. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Be more open. Be more open to trying things, because you don't know what they'll grow into, or the Page of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. So it's like you don't know what they'll grow into, or what they have the potential to grow into, or what you have the potential to grow into. So, you know, don't be afraid to see where things go. But some of you are maybe a little bit worried about standing out from the crowd or having attention or eyes on you. But I actually feel like it might go better than you think. So just like harnessing that strength, this Leo energy, now that the sun's in Leo, right? Like harnessing that strength to move forward in something. So yeah, I feel like it's almost like taking baby steps. Something about like you don't have to go do it all at once, right? Just take small steps, little steps. Like the gentleness is giving me that, but also the pages here and the ace is making me feel like just take small steps, one thing at a time. Just see get your feet wet, you know what I mean? And then you're gonna gain confidence as you move forward in it. But it's like almost like having the courage to take that first step is what it feels like. So I think you can do it. I know you can do it. It's just a matter of like gaining that internal kind of confidence and kind of getting out of your head a little bit too, I think is part of that. So that is what I have for you, Virgo. We are going to move on to Libra. So let's see, Libra. All right. What does Libra need to know for the week ahead? Libra. We have memories. So you could be thinking about something from your past. Could be reflecting on something as well. Not necessarily like just reflecting, not like trying to stay there or anything, just like kind of thinking about something. So let's see. What does Libra need to know? Oh boy. We have the Five of Wands, Temperance, we have the Emperor, and the Six of Wands. Yeah, it's almost like you're making peace is what I'm getting when I saw the Temperance, like making peace with your past, overcoming, victory after a battle, right? Overcoming a challenging situation, gaining a sense of control here with the Emperor, okay? We have the Eight of Wands, so I do feel like you're moving forward. This is not something you're getting stuck in, but I almost feel like you're making peace. It's like you can finally move forward with something, gain control, but not in a controlling way, like just feeling like you've got what you need to work through this or get through this or overcome this or just move forward in life. Like it's almost like closure in a way is what it feels like. I feel like you're moving on to better things. It's like there's a sense of progressing or progression and healing, definitely with Temperance. I almost feel like you've already healed though, like you've healed from the past, and you're moving forward, like you're leveling up in some way with the Emperor being here. I'm going to clarify this Emperor. We have the Devil energy. I also feel like this is kind of an interesting side message, I'm guessing. But like with the Emperor, the Devil, and the Six of Wands, it's like you could be healing some aspect of ego, but I also feel like you could be attracting a lot of things or people even towards you because you're in this very confident energy that's like very alluring to people. Like it's something that's like drawing people towards you because you're coming off as very balanced and in this really good space. It's like your energy is attracting, and I know that's kind of like the opposite of what we would think a devil energy is, but devil can be very attractive, right? It can be very tempting. We have the Nine of Wands, Eight of Cups, Seven of Cups. Yeah, it's almost like healing from old wounds. I also feel like if there's any patterns that you once participated in, it's like you're kind of letting those go. Or if there's any patterns from your past that you've been reflecting on, again, it's like you're healing and you're overcoming these things. And it's opening you up to new options, new doorways, new paths. I feel like too, you're kind of like getting back into alignment. There's something around like your energy being in alignment here. With the Three of Pentacles, the Four of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Tower. Yeah, if something was kind of built on something unstable or like hesitancy, I'm getting the word hesitancy. Or something about like your stability. Because we have another Four at the bottom, Four of Wands. What is this about? This stability here with this Tower. Queen and King of Wands. So, and the Lovers. This could be after some form of a breakup or a separation between you and maybe a fire sign, but somebody here who, it's like, I feel like you've almost like learned the true meaning of a relationship, or what's really stable, or what really makes a stable foundation, or what really makes a strong. You could be realizing someone is that stable foundation as well. Like there could be, maybe you found this person who provides stability that you're wanting to get to know, that it's like, it's almost like a Tower moment, because there's like a sense of, I think it's a positive thing, whether it's you're seeing the good or you're seeing the bad. It's like a positive thing because you're learning from this, you're healing from this. I almost feel for some of you like there could be potentially someone in your life that you're seeing the truth of the relationship between you and this person. So again, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, it's like you're seeing the truth. I feel like if it's a good thing, you've been through challenging situations in the past. But I almost feel like there's a person in your life that you're having a realization about. But it's a good thing. It's like it's moving you forward in some way, shape, or form. And so I feel like you're thinking about someone that you maybe already know, or that you have a sense of some form of a memory with, but you maybe already know this person, or you have some form of memory, but I feel like you're thinking. It's giving me this energy of like thinking about something. I feel like your past is coming up because you definitely are healing from it. I just don't know if this person is a part of your past, or if they were a part of your past, if they're part of your future. Like, I'm not sure where this person stands in your life, because I feel like there could be split energy here. Like some of you, this could be someone that you're realizing it wasn't built on stable ground, and that's why things weren't working, and it's like patterns and healing from those things. Others of you, you've had that relationship, and it's almost like this realization that this person's been in front of you this whole time, and that they could be your match. King and Queen of Wands with the Lovers. So it's like this person, it's like a sudden realization for some of you that like, this is my stable person. This is the foundation I've been looking for. But they've been here this whole time, but maybe you had to go through karmic lessons and situations in your life to get you to this place, you know? So interesting message. I know some of my readings for Libra over the past few months have been very like, kind of some challenging relationship situations. So I feel like you're coming out the other side of that, and I feel like you're doing a lot of healing work around that. Like, you'll obviously know if you are, but it feels like there's things being healed and purged that are allowing you to like overcome this kind of challenging relationship situations, whether they're romantic or not. You're just realizing like who's for you and who's not for you. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Hopefully that resonated. We're going to move on here to Scorpio. So let's see, Scorpio, what do you guys need to know for the week? We have waiting. So you could be waiting for something this week. I just got this like, it was kind of an image. It's kind of the way this girl's sitting on the card, but a lot of my intuitive messages come through like words, not visually, but like I'm more auditory. And so I got this like waiting for a package. So some of you could be waiting for a package or a delivery this week. But let's see what's going on for Scorpio this week. What does Scorpio need to know this week? Scorpio. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Magician. And we have the Three of Cups. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Wands. I definitely feel like you're waiting for something. It's like you're trying to manifest something. It's like you're waiting for it to show up, materialize with this Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so you may have a passion, idea, something that you desire with this Ace of Wands, that it's like you're waiting for it to fully materialize, and then you're going to celebrate with this Three of Cups. This could be anything. What is this Ace of Pentacles here for Scorpio? But it's like you're trying to, it's like you're waiting for something to materialize in the physical. We have the Queen of Cups here. And the Fool. It's like, yeah, like some form of like new endeavor, new thing that you're waiting for. Whatever is Magician. Fool again. Temperance. Yeah, waiting. Like waiting for this to like enter your life. Could be a person. What's this Three of Cups? We have the Tower. King of Swords. Yeah, I don't know if you're like waiting for news or if you're waiting for a person or someone to say something or some form of communication to come your way. But it's like you're almost waiting for something to like say, okay, now go. Like, it's like you gotta wait for the go ahead, but it's almost like you, again, like I don't know if you're waiting for like results of something or communication or a person or Queen of Swords, King of Cups. So King and Queen of Cups here. Yeah, I feel like you're waiting for a communication between you and something, you and someone. Three of Wands, again, another waiting card. But with this like Magician, Temperance, and the Fool, it makes me feel like it's like you're just sitting and waiting for someone to be like, okay, go. So there's something that you're having to hold back because you need the other piece to be like, yep, we're going forward, we're moving forward. It feels like it would be like a communication or results or something physical. Like it could be like waiting for a person to show up or something like that. I don't really think there's any delays. But why is this Tower here? We had the Devil pop out. Let me see. One more for the Tower. Eight of Swords. You could feel kind of stuck, like you're waiting for something to free you. We do have the Ace of Cups here at the bottom. So some of you, I mean, you could be waiting for someone to open up emotionally. Okay, because I did get that King of Swords I think before at the bottom of the deck, and we had the Queen of Swords. So King and Queen of Swords, King and Queen of Cups. It's like you could be waiting for someone to open up emotionally, or waiting for someone to express something to you. But it's like things have kind of been stuck. I feel like the happiness comes when like the breaking free of that stuck energy happens. So it's almost like for example, if it's a relationship, you're waiting for someone to open up to you, or you're waiting for there to like the floodgates to open up, you know? Like from a relationship standpoint, it would definitely be like emotions, right? And then that would lead to something physical or something real, because you can progress the relationship forward. It's something like that. And if it's not a relationship, it just feels like you're waiting for still news, like you're waiting for communication or something to kind of like say, okay, go. It's something that with the King and Queen of Cups, it's almost like something that you would really see yourself connecting with. It's something that you see that's in alignment for yourself. So it's something positive that you're waiting for. But I just feel like it could happen definitely with this week with the Tower here. I think though there's parts of you that's a little bit maybe worried if you start having to wait too long. You might get a little bit caught up in your head with this Eight of Swords. Because it feels like you almost can't move forward if the other side of whatever this is, whether it's a person or communication, it's like you can't really move forward without the A-OK from the other side. So if you don't hear back right away, you might kind of get a little worried because you're like just having to continue to wait. So kind of an interesting message. But that's what I have for you, Scorpio. It feels like you're going to be waiting, but I feel like you could get the communication this week that will make you happy with that Three of Cups. It might come at a time when you're least expecting it. So yeah, that's what I got for you, Scorpio. All right, let's move on to Sagittarius. What's going on for Sag? We have move forward. What does Sag need to know for this week? Of the 25th, what does Sag need to know? Sagittarius. Ace of Cups. Six of Swords, definitely a moving forward card. And we have the Eight of Cups, moving forward. We have the Four of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, some of you, it's like time to like move forward in something. So if you've been kind of in a place of pause or rest or relaxation, not really doing too much, it's like you're being moved forward in a certain direction here. Possibly towards some sort of wish fulfillment or some sort of like dream or goal that you have. And I say that because we have the Ace of Cups and then we have the Eight of Cups, which makes me feel like you're moving towards the Nine of Cups, right? Like you have an opportunity to step into that. I feel like you're being called into this direction, like almost like assisted in a way. Some of you have maybe been just kind of like waiting to receive this with the Four of Swords, like open to and receptive. And that's why the Ace of Cups is coming in. It's like you are in the space of receiving, and it's like the universe's way of kind of guiding you forward. Why is this Ace of Cups here? We have the Nine of Swords and we have the Four of Cups. Yeah, some of you have been like stressed, waiting. I also feel to make sure that you have a peace of mind, because if it's like something intuitive, like an intuitive hint to move in a certain direction, you might miss it if you're too stressed. So make sure that you're paying attention to your intuition this week, because I feel like with the Ace of Cups and the Four of Cups, it definitely could be something intuitive, right? That is kind of nudging you in a certain direction. What's the Six of Swords for Sag? We have the Moon. Yeah, definitely your intuition is nudging you in a certain direction. You're being guided in some way. And again, we have the Hermit card, so like going within, tapping into your internal guidance, your internal source, internal wisdom, because I feel like there's some sort of path or direction you're meant to move in. The Eight of Cups is clarified by the Three of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Nine of Wands. Yeah, it's almost like you're having to keep going, but I also think you're getting clarity, or you're getting this like insight or this idea to move forward in some way. Some of you have been kind of like waiting for clarity. I think you're going to be getting it, but you have to pay attention to your intuition, because like you're being called in some direction here to move forward with something that I feel like it has a lot of passion. You may have to kind of like compete for this, or this might be something that you have to put a lot of energy into with the 9 and the 5 of Wands, like kind of this like, not compete in a bad way, but it might require your energy, a lot of your energy or passion or something, like a lot of like, almost feels like intensity to like move forward in. I also feel like it's going to require like effort, like you're going to have to put effort into this. This isn't something that you're just going to land upon and it's all great. Like you intuitively have to feel called and follow that calling and put the physical effort into it as well. Yeah, Queen of Swords. I feel like you got to keep your mind right, and like stress and like managing your stress levels and like really staying grounded, 4 of Pentacles, to be able to tap into this intuitively. Because when we're too stressed, we can't tap into that intuitive sense, right? So, and you do have the 9 of Swords here, which can talk about stress or not sleeping well, like making sure you're getting enough rest. So I feel like it's not I don't feel like it's a physical message. Like I don't feel like it's a, hey Sag, you should go do this. I don't think it's that obvious. It's something intuitively, or like something where you feel like you should move into a certain direction, and don't let your mind make you second guess things. Yeah, King of Cups. And then we have the 7 of Cups. So like it's all about balance. I feel like controlling your emotions, controlling your mind, you know, being in like a stable place, or at least being able to reground yourself if it gets too far one way versus the other. But I feel like there's options and pathways and doorways and opportunities opening for you if you're open to receiving them. So yeah, I think there's something, if you're tapped into your intuition, it's going to guide you in some direction where you're going to get like an idea or an intuitive thought, or, you know, and it might come at a time when you're just kind of relaxing and maybe not doing a whole lot, but it's like, I feel like it's showing you how to move forward in something. And so definitely pay attention to that this week, whenever that kind of shows up for you. All right, we're gonna move on to Capricorn. So let's see, Capricorn, what is going on for you guys? I did post your August reading on Thursday, so you guys can check that out if you would like, if you have not seen it. Let's see, Capricorn for the week. What does Capricorn need to know? We have decisions. So you may obviously have some form of a decision this week. Could be weighing up some things. Let's see, Capricorn for the week. What do they need to know? We have the Chariot, Page of Swords, Six of Wands and the Page of Wands. So, I mean, some of you could have two paths with the page, two pages, and then the Chariot and the decisions. You might have two different directions to go in. We have the Emperor here at the bottom of the deck. I feel like, though, the kind of more general message to this is more about trying to gain a level of success, Chariot and Six of Wands, but like trying to figure out how to go about it. Like, how do I get to where I'm trying to go? You may be trying to start something here with this Page of Swords, Page of Wands. Like, this might be something, a new territory for you, or you're kind of like initiating something. But it's like you're trying to figure out, how can I be successful? How can I obtain success? How can I get to where I'm trying to go? So there's almost like an executive decision here maybe that you're trying to make, or you're trying to be the leader and take charge of a situation, figure out, how do I move this forward in my life? Like, how do I truly manifest this? Magician. Okay, Emperor, Magician, we have the Hanged Man. So it's like you're contemplating something more than you are like having to decide. It's just almost like it's like a how, though. Like, how do I do this? So there could be like with the Hanged Man, I feel like you could be contemplating things. You could be kind of going back and forth, trying to gain perspective on things. Like, and with the Page of Swords, again, that talks about like needing information or finding information. I feel like you have the passion, you have the excitement, there's like the creativity's there. Like, I think you're almost like trying to figure out what's the right way to go about something. How do I move into this? How do I step into this? How do I take charge of this situation? Clarify this Page of Swords for Capricorn. Yeah, the Empress. How do I get this to grow? What seeds do I need to plant? How do I nurture this? How do I build this? Ace of Pentacles. Like, how do I set down roots? How do I plant the seeds, right? Like, how do I move into this so that it will actually physically grow and it'll have solid roots and a solid foundation and it will last? So it's like you're trying to figure out how to ground and build something from like the ground up, in a way, or just start something. But you don't want it to just have passion but like burn out, right? Like, you want it to have that tangibility to it. What's this Six of Wands here? Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, personal success. Trying to figure out how to, again, materialize. Six of Pentacles, materialize something. There's another sign, forget who it was, but it was like how to make something real and tangible. It might have been, I want to say Taurus, which there's Taurus here with the Empress here, but it's like you're trying to make a passion, an excitement, an idea, a journey. You're trying to make it real. But it's like figuring out how to take action on it. Yeah, Page of Wands is clarified by the Emperor. So it's like, and the Magician again. So it's like, how do I make it bigger? How do I make it bigger? How do I make it grow? How do I build it up so that it's growing? Like, we have the Emperor and the Empress. So it's like, how do I nurture this? How do I receive, but also take action at the same time with the Emperor and have control? And it's like balancing that masculine and feminine aspect within the situation to like build and grow something. That's what it feels like. What's this Chariot for Capricorn? Star and the Ace of Wands. Yeah, building something for your future. How do I move forward in the future with this? How do I build a goal, build a dream? How am I successful? How do I be successful? With the King of Swords, like trying to be logical, practical. It does feel like you could be a lot in your mental space. It doesn't really feel like you definitely could be. I feel like you could be taking action this week with the Chariot here, but I feel like a lot of this is like more planning, like planning how you're going to have the success, deciding on how you're going to move forward this week. So not really necessarily taking the action this week, but figuring out how you're going to take action moving forward. You know what I mean? So I feel like there's a lot of planning and preparation this week for like how to move forward. Like, you could be like trying to launch something, or you could be just trying to start something and trying to move into a passion. But again, you're trying to make it real. Like, you're trying to make it realistic. rather than just be an idea, a hope, a dream, and this kind of like up in the air type thing, you're trying to make it grounded. I feel like you're definitely going to be capable of doing it. I think it's just more about like figuring out the answers. There's a lot of really positive cards about success. We got the Chariot, the Six of Wands, both talk about success. Nine of Pentacles and Empress are wonderful cards to have abundance-wise, right? Like they talk about things growing and having the resources that you need to build something. And I feel like, yeah, you got the mental clarity, you have the knowledge with the King of Swords to be able to do so. So I think you're going to be able to figure this out. It's just a matter of like, again, what are the practical steps that you need to take to get something to where you want it to be? So I feel like you're going to be kind of contemplating or going back and forth. Again, you may have decisions, but this kind of feels just like more like a going back and forth type of energy of like, how do I achieve what I'm trying to achieve? So that is what I have for you, Capricorn. We are going to move on here. All right. I don't know why, but this deck never wants to shuffle. Okay. Aquarius. Let's see. What is going on for you? What does Aquarius need to know for the week? Aquarius. We have the Future. Very Aquarian card. Reminds me of the Star card. What's going on for Aquarius this week? I almost said this year. Wow. So some of you are thinking about the next year ahead. We have the Knight of Wands. We have Judgment. And we have the Three of Swords. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you are thinking about the next year ahead. I feel like there could be a big decision. I feel like this has to do with like following a passion or pursuing a passion. But I also feel like there's kind of this like pain attached to it, this Three of Swords. Some of you may have to move for something. Let's see what this Three of Swords is here for you, Aquarius. Ooh, Ten of Pentacles. Interesting. And then we have the Star. This could have to do with family or your roots or your stability somehow for the future. Maybe one more on this Three of Swords. Ten of Pentacles can definitely be like your family or your community. Can't think. We have the Lovers and we have the Three of Wands. I'm almost getting though off of this Three of Swords that it's more of a worry or a fear or a like what if rather than like an actual physical thing. So some of you could be worried about your resources in the future. This feels like something that's beyond you or it's not quite here yet with this Three of Wands. It's like, I don't really actually know if you've experienced this Three of Swords. It's like you're more worried about it in the future. Why is this Judgment here? Six of Swords. So you're meant to move forward towards something. We have the Chariot. Two of Cups. A lot of you are stepping into an alignment, whether you feel that way or not. I actually feel like you're kind of like realigning yourself or getting yourself back on track. Like there's a sense of maybe a big decision or a big pivotal moment that you're going through in your life, but it's like it's pushing you forward for your future. Like it's for your growth. What's this Knight of Wands here for Aquarius? Yeah, 9 of Cups, Queen of Cups. I don't feel like this is a bad thing. Like this 3 of Swords is kind of throwing it all off. I think you're more worried, or you're foreseeing something for your future. Like you might be like, well, if I make this decision, it's not going to go well, whether that's for you or someone else, or it's like it might upset other people. Give me one more with this 3 of Swords for Aquarius. Queen of Wands, 10 of Cups. Four of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, Knight of Swords. I feel like if something is going on, or if there's a negative piece here or something challenging with this 3 of Swords that you're going through, there's something better in the future. Like you're going to heal from this 4 of Swords. 4 of Swords is the healing from the 3 of Swords, right? So it's like you're going to be able to heal from this, move forward from this, and find a sense of stability again. Like there's stability moving forward. Now for some of you, like this could be someone else though. Like if you're worried about making a decision that better, like improves your situation, 9 of Cups and the Knight of Wands, like there might be something that you want to pursue, but you're like, well, this is going to hurt the other person. They'll get over it. That sounds awful, but like they'll work through it. They'll heal from it. They'll move forward. Like you're not responsible for their feelings. So I don't know what this is about, of like what decision you're making, but I do feel like you're trying to move forward and better your life. And I feel like if you're worried about yourself going through a challenging situation, you'll heal from it. And if you're worried about hurting someone else, they'll move on. They'll get over it. It's like you're worried about something that maybe hasn't even happened. Yeah, we have the Death card. So you could be looking at ending something, but again, there's healing after that, Temperance, and then the Star. So it's like this transformation, this change that maybe you're going through, that you're considering making. It's like, it's all going to work out in the end. There's nothing really to be worried about. So some of you are like foreseeing, or you're like expecting something to go bad, or you're expecting something to be challenging and painful. And then like that's preventing you from maybe moving forward, or you're just worried about it. But I feel like life is pushing you to do this. Like life, there's this like internal feeling of like, I need to move in this direction. I need to move. I need to make this big decision. I need to follow the calling that I feel like I need to move in some sort of direction. You need to listen to that. And don't be worried about other people. Don't be worried about, it's hard when it's like yourself, because like sometimes it's like, man, this is really going to suck, but I know I have to do it. It might be something like that. Because I think in a weird way, you know that it's going to bring a better outcome for you. And you're going to be able to heal from this and move on. And same thing with other people. Sometimes you're a lesson for them, right? So don't be worried about this 3 of Swords, because it's going to be healed. You're going to overcome it. This person's going to overcome it. Whatever this is involving, whether it's you or other people, this is to set you up, to get you in alignment with where you're meant to go for your future. So I don't feel like this is a bad thing. Yeah, that it sometimes sucks in the midterm, but once you're in that better place, you'll forget all about it. So yeah, that's pretty much what I have. I feel like you're being called in a direction here for your future that's going to set you up better down the line, and you can't be worried about the current situation, because it's progressing you and growing you into the person you're meant to be. So that's what I got for you, Aquarius. All right, we're gonna move on to Pisces. Pisces. Let's see. What does Pisces need to know for the week? Let's see. Ooh, we have truth. So let's see, Pisces. What does Pisces need to know for this week? Please. We have 9 of Cups, the Lovers, and the Queen of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, we have the High Priestess. So, you could be, I think you're realizing something that makes you feel really good. Like there's a sense of a personal truth, or like really seeing yourself in some way. Like finding a sense of alignment and truth within you. You could also be, I feel like this is more of like this Lover's energy. I feel like it's you getting in alignment and being in harmony with yourself. Like there's a sense of nurturing yourself with this Queen of Pentacles, finding emotional happiness, fulfillment with the 9 of Cups, High Priestess, tapping into this intuitive self. We have the Ace of Swords behind that. So, and 10 of Cups, it's like getting really clear on what your goals, your dreams are, maybe what your happiness is, where your happiness lies. Like there's a sense of clarity and truth with how you're feeling. Clarify this 9 of Cups for Pisces. Yeah, Ace of Cups, 6 of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. Very clear on where your happiness lies and where you want to go. Yeah, Magician, what you want to create, what you want to have, what you want to build. It's like you're getting clear on that. The truth is like within yourself. What's this Lover's energy? So you could be feeling really, I feel like emotionally you're feeling very fulfilled. Materially, you're probably feeling stable. We have this Page of Swords. Yeah, Justice, Ace of Pentacles. Like, again, justice is truth, right? Justice is, and the Page of Swords can be talking about getting the truth, right? Gaining the truth, seeing where you want to put your time and your energy. 7 of Pentacles. Like what you want to invest into. Like there's a sense of alignment and like just like total harmony that you're coming into. Now this could be with a person, like you could be dealing with an earth sign for some of you, or I mean you're the water sign, so earth sign or a Libra. Why is this Queen of Pentacles here? 6 of Pentacles. You're definitely open and ready to receive because I think you're knowing what you actually want. 9 of Swords, Ace of Swords. Like if there's any stress or worry, I feel like you're so clear on it now. Like there's like a sense of like what you once were unclear about, you have the clarity. 9 of Swords is here, but clarifying it was the Ace of Swords. So there's a sense of like peace and a sense of truth. Again, another truth card. Ace of Swords, Justice, Page of Swords, literally the truth card. So it's like there's a clarity and a realization. Feeling very in alignment. I feel like there's a lot of feeling as well, like an internal knowing because of how you feel, like feeling in alignment. I feel like for sure there's definitely like if you were stressed and worried about money, I don't feel like that's necessarily going to be I think your money is good, like you're in balance, and I feel like it could be getting into balance. Like some of you could be pursuing something that emotionally fulfills you or that feels in alignment with you, and that's just going to bring in abundance because you're in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. Like you could be finding your purpose, your truth, your passion, like what you're supposed to be doing in the world that could be improving your money. And if it's not that, it's just that you're living in alignment. So you're actually able to receive more because you're open to receive, and you're also taking the correct actions that are in alignment with you as an individual. Anything else here for Pisces this week? 7 of materials. So again, 7 of Pentacles. It's like, what do you want to invest in? Knight of Swords. I think once you get clear on that, or when you're clear on that and you realize this truth, it's like you're going to be able to take action so quickly. Things are going to take off quite quickly, I think, as well. Like things are going to move forward quickly for you, just in such a positive way, because you're just in so much alignment that, and if you're not feeling that way, I think this is about finding that alignment within yourself, like really going within and figuring out like what emotionally fulfills you, what makes you feel good, what's going to make you feel stable, what do you want for your life, like dreaming again, right? 9 of Cups was out here, so it's like, there's the first card out, so it's like dreaming about your future, what it is that you want, right? You're Pisces, so you should be able to do that quite well. And if you haven't really sat down and thought about that for a while, like it might be something to do this week. Like, what do you want for your future? What do you want to have? What would make you feel the most comfortable, the most secure, the most at home or at peace within yourself? And really going after that and getting clear on that. And that's going to help you move forward in a more aligned way in your life. So that is what I have for you, Pisces. Hopefully that resonates. Let me know down below. That's what I have for all the signs. So you guys can check out, obviously, all of your sun, moon, rising signs. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll be posting August reads. I'm going to be kind of doing like one a day this week. So I'll be posting August reads this week. So keep an eye out for those. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for you guys. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'll see you in the next weekly. Thank you so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.